By the way, since we're talking about it, a couple of weeks ago, our old pal and listener of the show, Rick Rubin, was on Joe Rogan's podcast,
Yeah.
and he revealed to Rogan that he is a huge wrestling fan. I actually knew
Yep.
that. I've talked to Rick several times about our
I have
podcast
too.
over the years. And Rogan sort of made fun of the idea that in a real fight, quote unquote, real fight in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and things like that, that you give yourself up in a figure four. The aggressor, the person applying the move, is basically giving their opponent an inside heel hook, and it would never work in a real fight. And I think I saw a tweet from you saying, Joe, try it on anytime you'd like. Is that right?
No, yeah, what I was implying was I didn't say, I never implied that it would work in a real fight. I said that if I could put it on him, he couldn't get out of it.
Okay.
If I could put it on him. I put it on linebackers from pro football teams in bars. They can't get out of it. So
I need, I need to
that'll
see
probably
that.
make
That needs to happen.
the best way to resolve that is to have him on his show.
He's been after you to be on for a few years. Back when we did a podcast originally, he was all about it. I actually saw him do stand up at the Ryman Theater in Nashville, and he was sort of
Who, Joe?
explaining that, yeah,
Yeah,
and
he's
he
a
was
real
saying
talented guy. Geez.
phenomenal. And he's got a part of his bit that's even on a Netflix special, I believe, where he talks about pro wrestling and sort of pokes
Yeah.
fun at it. But then he goes, some of it's pretty cool. And he says Ric Flair and holds the microphone out to the crowd. And the whole crowd in unison yells woo. And he goes, see, we didn't plan that. And he talked about how cool it is that there's a dude walking this earth who just has a sound associated with him.
Yeah.
That dude, of course, is you and Woo. There it is right there.
Thank God. It's a trademark sound.
You know what's crazy is they play it all the time at
Look at
minor league
that.
baseball games and things like that. And I got a call from a friend of mine a few months ago, and he said, "Hey man, every time a guy gets a hit in this game, they play the woo. I hope Rick
Yeah.
gets paid every time they say woo." And I said, "Boy,
No.
he wishes that was the case too."
Yeah. I sure do. look at Terry swinging his left hand at me.
Terry Funk, man, one of a kind.
Now, see, I got that on. Look where
Look at the
Terry's
crowd.
leg is.